from my hotel room in Geneva. I slept so well last night. And I woke up, so it's an hour ahead. I woke up at like 6, which is the equivalent of 7 here. So 6 UK time, and which is like my normal getting up time. Normally my alarm will have gone off before then. And my brother called, I had to end his call because Coco was asleep. And he said, come and join me downstairs for breakfast. So I went and had brekkie with him, and just lovely to kind of catch up and chat and just spend some time, the two of us. And then I actually just had a light breakfast, and then thought, so I was umming and ahhing. Do I get up and like get dressed, do that whole shebang, or do I just throw something on and go and join him? So I went for the throw something on, and I threw my workout gear on. And I was sure that he told me there was a gym here, and I thought, actually, there's not a gym. I will just not run, but like go for a fast walk around the place. Because I hate it when I'm traveling, when I don't move. I think that might sound ridiculous, but I love, because I'm so active at home, when I come away and I find that I've like done, I don't know, 1,000 steps in a day, that doesn't make me feel great. I love being super, super active. So I hit the gym and did like a cycle thing, and a few sit-ups and some push-ups and things. I can't do too much, but it was nice just to like gently do a bit of a workout. And then woke Cokes up, went for a second breakfast, and now just getting ready for the day. And I thought we'd chat, and I would do my makeup while chatting to you. So I thought I'd talk to you about, because I'm always asked about traveling, what I pack, all of that jazz. So this is, and I've shared this with you a few times before, but it's the best invention ever. And I am working with them too, because they are just, it's just genius. Actually, this is quite full, so it's not going to look as beautiful. But this is my travel makeup bag. So when I'm at home, I don't use the makeup bag. I just have everything out in like in a dish on my dressing table. But when I'm traveling, I use this, and this is by the Flat Lay Company, London. And then I also have this for my brushes. They do some really funky colours. They do some, you know, more, I obviously just went for the green velvet because they're just lovely. But what I love about this, so you don't even have to Velcro that up. I have literally got everything. I just threw it in yesterday. It just opens up. So it's flat. And obviously it's difficult to show you. I've got my pyjama bottoms on still because I didn't want to put my jeans on. It just opens up flat, so you can, let's just tip you down. You can just find everything, easy peasy. It's all there to use. And it's just so lovely. Like, you know, if you've got stuff in like a regular makeup bag. So this is actually Coco's handbag. It's mine, but Coco's using it. So if you're like using something like this as your makeup bag, you spend so much time rooting around, and it's just a complete and utter pain. So I cannot more highly recommend the Flat Lay Company to you guys for traveling particularly. And actually, if you have the kind of setup at home, you can just have it out and like pull it up to neaten it. If you you know, share a space, you might be like university, you might be in like a house share or whatever it is. It's just so easy to just to like pull it all up and find everything. So I am still using the Trini stuff. And actually somebody sent me a message and said, I've got slightly oily skin, what do you do? So I'll just show you. I'm not going to do a whole get ready with me, but I will talk to you a little bit about what I do for that instance, because I'm going to do that today. And we are heading over to watch the competition, and Helena is going to be commentating, so I'm going to be in charge of Anton, and he is just so gorgeous, so well behaved. He was amazing last night. I really thoroughly enjoyed babysitting. So I'm going to just crack on with my makeup and then chat to you in a mo about what you can do for anti-shine. Now I love the Jane Iredale pressed mineral powder. I have been using this, guys, forever. And I don't need to use this with the Trini stuff, but if, like, I'm probably going to be out all day, and this just gives a little bit more coverage and helps with the shine factor. So if you want to go for a more matte look, then this is what I would recommend. And you can just take this in your handbag and just top up if needs be. So I haven't been using this every day with the Trini stuff, but if I have been going out with, you know, like for a long day or for the evening, I have topped up with this. And I said the Trini stuff, this is the BFF All Day Foundation. And this is quite a light foundation. And so if you want a little bit more, I'll leave this link down below. It's really, really excellent. And then you can either put your blush and your like contour, and we're not calling it contour, but you know what I mean. So, hang on, they are here. So this is my little stack. So I'm going to do this now. However, if you could do this and then put the powder over the top, if that makes sense, but I'm going to do it this way around. I don't know how many dots I've got going on there. Also got a bit of a spot on my chin. So yeah, if you want to just mattify the look, that's what I do, but there are loads of other powders out there which are excellent and will do the job. I've just used that one for years, and it's like, better the devil you know, isn't it? I've just, what works. But I thought that with my makeup until I went and had my like Trini makeover. And anyone can book that Trini makeover. I think, don't quote me, I think, I did check a little while ago, I think it's £45 to go and have your makeup done. But if you buy any of the products, you get that back. So they, you know, they deduct the £45 off if you buy any of the products. And they got in touch with me because they wanted to send me, so Trini London got in touch because they wanted to send me like a gift set to share with you guys. And I said, yes, that's fine, but actually I've never used the Trini products, and so I can't recommend them until I actually know how to use them. So is there an opportunity for me to come up? So me going up to them, they didn't pay me. It was like a PR day. It was like a, you know, or whatever. And then the products that they recommended, I bought them all. So it was, you know, it worked out very well for everybody. And I am absolutely loving the makeup and the products. I'm using some of the skincare, not all of it. So I bought with me the cleanser because it was actually quite a small one. And so it was just easy for traveling. I am actually sticking with my Bobbi Brown. I do like their lips. But it's more of like an evening look. This for me, for every day, I love the texture. This is in the Buff, but I also love the shade New Romantic. They're really similar. For like every day, just for a glossy lip, I'm going with that. And their mascara is excellent. The Trini London mascara is really good. So I can highly recommend that. Anyway, I'm going to finish my makeup quickly, and then hopefully I can share with you some of the show jumping, which is very, very exciting. So I had breakfast with like all the riders and like some serious, I've got my hair there, some serious show jumping legends, which is pretty awesome. Anyway, I've got to crack on because we're leaving in 15 minutes. I forgot to tell you that I have got a discount code for you of Charlie20 from the Flat Lay company. So I'm going to leave them on the screen here and linked down below. So if you want to get a discount, I know it's getting quite close to Christmas, but I think there's just about time to order if you're in the UK. But for the new year, my code is valid for 6 months. So it is, they are brilliant, absolutely brilliant. They also do, I don't have one of them, like a square bag that zips and then that opens up as well. So you know, there are lots and lots of different options. My daughter's just come out of the bathroom, she's getting ready too. So do check them out because they are a brilliant company, and they have got so many amazing patterns. They've also got a beautiful navy velvet, but they've got some really fun, funky colours and prints as well.
In Rio, Nicola in with a silver. That was Aston Nicola in Rio de Janeiro. We've got two former champions in the field. And Alex, let's been around the water complex. It's quite a lot. The first crossing is 6. This little hedge into the water going on here. So it's what I call fish with a Mohican. And then comes this little fishy one, which is on a limbs original. Tell us about that.
Yeah, well, it's a tight turning.
He's bored already. I've been chatting to Damien here. Damien works for Prix jump. It's a bit noisy. The air jackets. So air jackets and stirrups with safety involved. And Uncle Ed has been interviewing all the riders here, asking which air jacket Coco should have, and they all have said free jump. So I am purchasing one of these for Coco because safety is so important, and this is the best technology out there currently. They also have got one up there for cross country, which is the first back potato and air jacket of its kind. So it's been amazing chatting to Damien, and Anton has been very, very patient here.
Actually, he has.
He really has. He was asleep. He's now woken up.
Now.
And he's smiling. And I think he can hear his papa, who's talking right now. Anyway, we're going to continue chatting air jackets, and I'll fill you in back in the UK where you'll see Coco riding with it.
Along the spine. The hips as well. So when you insert with the counter, just go all the way.
So I don't think I've chatted to you guys that much since we've been in Geneva, and we have just packed our bags. We are heading off. It's been quite full on. Not so easy to vlog with Anton, and actually it's just been really, really special to spend as much quality time as I can do with my brother and his wife and my gorgeous little nephew. So we got quite a lovely sunny day. I don't know if you can see, I don't think you can, but the sun is shining. There's blue sky, and we are heading now to the competition. And our flight isn't until this evening, so I'm going to be in charge of Anton for a little bit while they're both commentating before heading to the airport and flying home. Cokes and I were in charge from like 11 AM yesterday till midnight, so it was quite a long day, but he's such a gorgeous, gorgeous boy. And it's so special for me to have some quality time like with him and a real chance to bond. And oh my goodness, babies and cuddles and snuggles are just awesome, aren't they? So anyway, we are going to take our bags down and then get the shuttle from here over to the competition. Yesterday was a little bit of a disaster because Anton decided that he was going to be noisy on the shuttle. So it was basically like a minibus, which was perfect. It was a minibus because it meant I didn't have to collapse the buggy, which I was a little apprehensive about because, wow, technology has moved on since I was a mama. So we could just put it straight in as it was. But he was a little bit noisy on the minibus. We had a couple of officials, probably 3 or 4 top riders on there with us. And I was trying to explain, it's not my baby. I'm not exactly sure how to settle him very quickly. And he wasn't due a feed. I think he was tired. And if we'd been walking like in the buggy or, you know, moving, it would have been fine. But then the driver of the minibus went AWOL for like, what felt like 10 minutes. It was probably only 5 minutes. And I had a noisy Anton I was trying to settle. But anyway, it was fine. Everyone was very understanding and very patient. But that is a knock at the door that we've got to go. So I will chat to you later.
only one to win the Rolex Grand Slam of show jumping. Scott Rush from Great Britain. The Rolex Grand Slam of show jumping celebrates this year his 10th anniversary. In 10 years, only one rider won the Rolex Grand Slam of show jumping, and he is Scott Rush. Now in the ring riding Hello Jefferson. Olympic champion Ben Mayer, who won the individual gold medal in Tokyo 2021, riding the fantastic Explosion, but now he rides Las Vegas Atelier, winner of the Rolex Grand Prix in CSIO Brussels this He is the #1 in the world, the reigning world champion, Henry von Eckermann, and the great King Edward.
So that's a wrap. My gorgeous, gorgeous sister-in-law, Helena, and Anton.
Anton is also here.
He is getting hungry again. We have got to literally run for our flight. We should have left 15 minutes ago, but we just had to watch. We just had to watch the final. It was so exciting.
It was unbelievable.
It was so exciting,
yes.
And to be like right here. I mean, it's just all happening around us. It's so exciting. Ed's friend over there, Peter Fredrickson. It's been awesome. We've got to go.
Yes.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you so much. Mwah. Mwah.
And we are back from Geneva. Wow, what an amazing time we had. It was full on. It was non-stop. I wanted to vlog more. I wanted to get my brother to come and chat to you all, but there wasn't really much time. And the time that I did have, I actually needed to spend just him and I. We had sort of breakfast together twice, and then sort of, you know, fleeting little bits between commentary. But I was there to enable him and Helena to both be able to work, and it was an absolute privilege to go and help and look after little Anton. And it was just such an amazing experience, and incredible, absolutely incredible. Very, very lucky that that I got to go and be there And I had the weirdest message last night from somebody on Instagram. I mean, not the weirdest message, but it was just out of the blue, asking if I knew this lady, Faith Baxter. And Faith died a number of years ago. And it's because of Faith Baxter that I ride side saddle and Ed commentates. And she'd sort of put the connection together that where I used to live and horses and Ed's commentary, and she realised that I probably knew her. And I actually got quite emotional thinking about Faith Baxter. There were three like really key, hang on, let me start that again. There have been three key ladies in my life. One, my mother. Two, Auntie Margaret, who lives up in Scotland. And the third one is Faith. And I'm getting emotional just talking to you guys about it. Because, I don't know, you look back and you think who was really like influential on your life and you as a person. And Faith was very involved in the pony club. Her children had left home. Her husband died fairly soon after we met her. Jeremy, he was a lovely man, but he died very young. And she just threw herself into helping other people. And when everything went wrong with my parents and we left, we fled, we went to her and, hang on, there's a car coming. Dad locked Mum and I in the house and my brother out of the house, and we were locked in the house for a while. And we escaped, and Mum took her handbag, her mobile phone and her address book, and we literally just left. Dad was on a rampage somewhere else in the house, and we picked up my brother and we went and sat behind a friend's muck heap, and Mum said, what are we going to do? And I said, Mum, we're going to go to Faith's. And we did. And I think we stayed for about 6 months. I was away at boarding school, so I wasn't there the whole time. But she just scooped us all up. And Ed had already started commentating, so there was like a pony club hunter trial, I think it was, and the commentator hadn't turned up. And so Faith said to my brother, right, you're good at talking, here's the mic, off you go. And that was literally the start of his career. And my brother was actually very, very academic. He's done a law degree, a master's in law, and he's a qualified doctor. But for various reasons, and not my reasons to discuss here with you guys, he's full-time commentating and he's happy. And I think sometimes in life, I think particularly when you're really academic, it's not always easy. And sometimes choosing a happy life, doing something that you're really passionate about, is the most important thing. I think he found the pressure of those two other careers too much and not what he wanted. So he's really happy. Hang on, I've got to take my coat off. It's really hot, really in a muck sweat from the muck heap. I've just done the horses and the chickens, and I thought before I go in and shower and get on with the day, I would take Lola for a nice walk. It's not raining, it's forecast to be a little wet today. But anyway, it's because of her, and it's just so odd that I got this message yesterday saying, did you know Faith Baxter? And Faith actually taught me to dressmake. So when we were living there, I mean, I could sew-ish, but Faith actually pattern cut. You know, she was a dressmaker for many years, I think, before she had children. And gosh, she was amazing. And up in her attic, she had her sewing machines, and she let me go up there and use them. And I created a couple of side saddle costumes for my GCSE art or design. Probably design, I can't remember. Anyway, they're somewhere at home where we live now, which is amazing to think. And yeah, just such a small world. Anyhow, it is lovely to be home. Slept seriously well last night. It's nothing quite like your own bed, is there? And today I am Zooming with my members club. I am teaching how to make Christmas pudding. So I actually got up relatively early to make a Christmas pudding, put it in the oven, and get that going, so I can do a Blue Peter moment of this is one I made earlier. So hopefully that has worked out okay. My Christmas pudding's slightly different. It's in my Christmas recipe planner. You make it, like, you can make it the day before or a couple of days before, but it's better on the day. It's much lighter, like it's a traditional Christmas pudding, but not traditional, if that makes sense. So it looks like a traditional pudding, tastes like a traditional pudding, but it's not as heavy, so it doesn't sit in your stomach like a brick. It's just delicious and light and scrumptious, and that with brandy butter. Sorry, my arm's aching chatting to you guys. Sorry, my arm was aching for a moment. I just had to rejig. Yes, scrumptious. So that is what we're doing on Zoom this morning. And then I've got various things to do today. Whether I get them all done is a different matter. This time of year is a little bit bonkers. And I think I talked in last week's vlog about my shipment from India. So that has arrived, which is so exciting. Had a photo shoot while I was in Geneva, and it's on the website. I think probably when you're watching this, it might be almost last orders for postage. And I sort of ummed and ahed about getting it up and out and sharing with you guys, or wait till next year. And I thought, just do it. My motto is always just do it. So I've got that up. So I need to go through and have a big sort out of that today. There's quite a lot of bits and pieces. And then I am recording a podcast episode, which will be the final one before Christmas with my lovely friend Theodore in America. So I'm doing that this evening before the children come home from school. And then 2 of them break up tomorrow. I can't believe it. So anyway, my arm is aching. My back and shoulder are so much better, but holding my phone out here, chatting to you guys for like 10 minutes isn't ideal. I'm going to enjoy my walk with Lola, and I'll chat to you a little bit later on today. So I just finished my Zoom with my members club, and here it is, my Christmas pudding. I've got another one in the oven, so I know what I'm going to be having later. I'm going to move you here, and I'm going to huddle by the Arga because the weather is disgusting. It's absolutely hideous. I went up to the bathroom to have a shower after walking Lola, and I actually thought that Simon had left the blind closed because it was so dark in there. My waterproofs are on a chair that I need to put back over here. My cap has been on the Arga drying out. Squidge this. These horse clothes are so stinky, but they're not completely dry, so I'm going to pop them back over here to fully dry out. In fact, the coat is going up here. Because in an hour or so I need to go out and walk the dogs again. Anyhow, I'm very pleased with how the Christmas pudding came. There was a slight moment when I went to turn it out. I thought that it wasn't going to come out. I hate that moment, and you're live on camera teaching and it could potentially all go horribly wrong. There was that moment of, oh, but it came out. I just had one cherry that didn't, but I love Christmas pudding. So I cannot wait. In fact, I'm actually, my mouth is watering at the thought of it. But I love my members club. It was really, really lovely chatting to them. Yes, just gorgeous. But I was talking to you about these 3 women in my life, and then I got distracted and went off talking about Ed's commentary. So when I was 14 and told I had to stop riding because of my Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, and I was having problems with my lower back and my hips, and I had to wear a back, like Velcro, like back support to hold me together. That's how bad it was, and I was put off all sport and told I could never ride again. It was Mrs. B, so we call her, she was Mrs. Baxter. She's known as Mrs. B, Faith, or Mrs. Baxter. So if I say any of those names, that's who I'm talking about. So Mrs. B said to Mum, why don't you try Charlie riding side saddle, because your pelvis is closed when you're side saddle. So when you're side saddle, hang on, I've got my apron in the way. When you're side saddle, you are like that. When you are astride, your pelvis is open and your lower back is vulnerable. But when you are side saddle, your pelvis is closed. That leg goes over there, that leg goes straight like that. And your hips point directly to the horse's ears. So you're not twisting. So actually, a lot of people think that you are twisting awkwardly. You're not at all. You have your hip bones facing at the horse's ears. So you're perfectly straight. And so it was Mrs. B who got me into riding side saddle. So that woman has so much that I am grateful for, you know, for my family. I mean, she gave us a safe space to live. She was so kind. She taught me to dressmake. She got me riding side saddle. She got my brother into his career. She supported my mother through everything. On my wedding day, she was there telling my mother to pull herself together and stop misbehaving because Mum was a bit tricky at the wedding. That's a story for another time. She was just a remarkable lady. She didn't suffer fools. She didn't take any nonsense. She was straight. She told you how it was. There was no, BS with her. She's just an awesome woman. So obviously Auntie Margaret met my parents. Mum was 18, they had just got married. Their car broke down on the moor up in Scotland, and Auntie Margaret and Uncle Gerald, so they're obviously not my real auntie or uncle, but we've called them that out of respect because they were, you know, like family, but we couldn't call them, I don't know, when I was brought up, it was rude to call people by their first name, but if they were so well known to you, you couldn't call them Mrs. Mungavin when, you know, they were like family. So it was auntie. So I have a few aunties in my life that aren't real aunties, and Auntie Margaret is one of those. And sadly, Uncle Gerald died 3 years ago at Christmas, just before Christmas. I'm thinking off the top of my head it's the 18th of December, but I might be wrong, but I think it is. And, you know, he christened my brother and I. He prepared me for confirmation. He married Simon and I. He actually hand wrote our order of service. He had the most beautiful handwriting. He used a calligraphy pen, and he hand wrote the draft, and it was so beautiful. Mummy had it printed as our order of service, and he had little doodles in there, and it was just very special. And then he christened all three of our children here where we live in Sussex. He came down from Scotland to christen them all, and the church that we go to were really lovely and said of course he can come and do the service, which was really special. And so Auntie Margaret has been part of my life since before I was born, and she was a mother figure to my mother. My grandmother was wonderful, but wonderfully tricky too. A very difficult lady. I got on terribly well with her, but she was renowned for being tricky. She was actually asked to leave a couple of nursing homes, and she was a member of the Hurlingham Club in London, and she was asked to leave because she was so rude. I think she actually possibly hit a member of staff with her walking stick. I could be wrong there, but I think she did. She was quite something. So anyway, I had these wonderful three women, and it was just incredible having this message last night saying, did you know Faith Baxter? And I wrote a letter to her children after she died, and part of the letter was read out in her eulogy at her funeral. I'm going to sit down, and it really, I'm coming closer because it is peeing with rain, but you might not be able to hear me very well. So anyway, yes, I just thought I'd share that with you. Oh my goodness, I mean, it literally is steroids. I think it was like this when we were in Geneva. I think we escaped most of it. Anyhow, hopefully it's not going to be like this all day. Anyhow, I am now going to crack on and get some things done. I was going to film a couple of recipes, but it's so noisy with the rain. I might leave that till a little bit later. I've got some orders that I need to wrap up, so I think I'm going to go and do that. And then I'm going to be eating some Christmas pudding later on, and I cannot wait. I'm going to have it with brandy butter. Slight problem, I don't have any brandy butter, and I use the last of the brandy. Well, there's a tiny bit in there, maybe not enough. I used the last of the brandy to pour over the Christmas pudding and then set fire to it, which wasn't the best demo because I needed a little bit more brandy, and my match striker wasn't striking very well, so too much had been absorbed into the pudding. But that Christmas pudding has got a fair amount of brandy in it. Anyhow, I'm going to stop prattling and crack on, but I thought you might like that insight. And I tell you what, this is something else I'm going to tell you. Spend time talking to old people, because old people are really wise. They know a whole load of stuff. And just go and have a cup of tea with an older person and sit and enjoy their company, because they will get a lot out of it and you will get a lot out of it. I have spent a lot of time over the years sitting, particularly with old ladies, a few old men as well. I had a wonderful old boy in London who I met through work, who was called Forrest Cranmer, and he was American, and he was a wonderful old boy. I spent quite a lot of time with him. I used to go visit him in hospital and take him his post. But anyway, talk to old people because they're really wise and they're really knowledgeable. And I think the most important thing is your time and your giving of your time. And yes, you might be super busy and you might be super rushed, but you've got 5 minutes to spare to give to somebody that that needs your time. So that's something for you to think about over this festive period. But anyway, I'm going to crack on because I am running out of time, because I've been prattling to you guys for quite a long time, and my Zoom was a little bit longer than I expected, but lovely and gorgeous nonetheless. And while I've been prattling, the rain has stopped, so maybe I can get done what I need to get done. I mean, listen to that rain actually hailing. It's hideous. It's hideous. I think I might need to light the fire. But there's our little Christmas tree. Looking quite pretty, if you can hear me talking. Well, orders are all wrapped up. I've done various loads of washing, and I was going to film some stuff, but the weather was so awful. That didn't really happen. But I've got a couple of things I wanted to share with you, and I hope actually this person doesn't mind me sharing this, but I've got a gorgeous, gorgeous Christmas decoration made by a lovely person that has become a friend through Instagram and part of my members club, which is really, really lovely. So a big thank you for sending me that. And then I got this from the L'Occitane team. I just love them. They are such a great company. I have worked with them this year and the year before, and they are so thoughtful and kind and really, really lovely. I got a lovely advent calendar from them, which I've thoroughly been enjoying. And then they sent this for Christmas with a really lovely, thoughtful card. So this, they're part of the Woodlands Trust, Women's Aid and Fondation L'Occitane, initiative driving and financing projects for leadership, fight against avoidable blindness and the preservation of natural heritage. They do a lot of good work, and I am really thrilled to work with them. And I went to one of their events in London and met the team, and they are really, really gorgeous people. And they sent me this lovely Christmas present, which I wanted to just show you. So I actually used this morning because my skin is so dry, And this, it's a almond concentrate milk, and it's just delicious. It's like a body butter. But, oh, sorry, Tess is, I can't see her, but she's going crazy in the chair there. This is really gorgeous if your skin needs a deep moisturize. And their shower oil, this is iconic. And again, if you use this, you don't need to moisturize afterwards. It's just gorgeous. And then I find these bars, shampoo bars, brilliant. And I particularly love them when we are traveling. That is their eau de toilette. I love that smell. It's like that sort of iconic L'Occitane smell. Their hand cream is divine, and I am completely and utterly obsessed. You probably don't know this because I don't think I share it very often. I'm completely obsessed with hand cream. Like, I can't do things unless I've got hand cream on. So if I get into the car, I have to put hand cream on before I drive. If I'm about to, I don't know, whatever it is, I have to put hand cream on before I do that thing. That sounds really weird. But I hate having dry hands, and so I have a hand cream. I've got like one in the car, one by my bed, in my every handbag. And their hand creams are the best. And then their lavender foaming bath, which is just dreamy. So a huge thank you to L'Occitane for spoiling me with a gorgeous, gorgeous Christmas present. And their lovely advent calendar, which has been so handy. I took bits of it to Geneva with me that I had, like, I'm really weird as well with advent calendars. I can't open ahead of time. Like, I'm still like a child. So I couldn't open like more of them in advance. I don't want to ruin the surprise. So I've just opened up to today's, but just really handy little minis for traveling. So I wanted to share that with you. Now I am going to take these orders to the post office. I've got a big bag full, so I need to get there now before she pulls a face seeing me walk in with a massive bag. It's like, oh no, I think she sees me coming and it's like, oh my goodness, not her again. But yes, I am going again. And it's, you know, every time I get an order, I do think, oh my goodness, thank you so much for supporting my little business, because you guys are the best, and I am so grateful for you, for watching my channel, for ordering, for your support, your love, your kindness. A huge thank you. Anyway, I must get to the post office, and then I need to do the horses before it gets dark, and I will probably chat to you tomorrow now, because when I get back, it's going to be dark and I'm going to be recording with Theodore for my last podcast episode for this year. So I can't wait to chat to him. He's always so much fun and just great. So I'm going to do that, and I will talk to you all tomorrow. Oh, I've come Christmas shopping. I've had a few errands to run. I was on my way to the hardware shop and I couldn't walk past Maggie and Belle. It's such a pretty shop, and I've been looking at quilts rather than blankets, because our blankets are just covered in dog hair, and I washed them all before the children broke up. And I gave Coco a blanket last night. She was like, Mummy's covered in Lola's hair. So I thought the way forward of keeping snugly this Christmas is with throws. And look, I'm actually going to get those too, because they're gorgeous. They're so pretty. Look at these. And I think they'll work really well in the garden room. Everyone can eat snugly. I can wash them. They're not going to get covered in dog hair, and everybody's happy. So, yes, I've also got a few little things in the bookshop for godchildren, and so I'm having quite a successful time. My watch battery died on me yesterday, so I've just had that fixed, whizzing to the hardware shop, and then I'm going to go and do a supermarket shop, which actually I think is one of my least favourite things. So coming in here is just a joy. Oh my goodness, it's so dangerous coming in here. Look at these jugs, look at those little vases. That is beautiful. So it's slightly Aztec pheasanty, isn't it? But not.
Yeah, it's like
it's gorgeous. Goodness. And their wash bags are beautiful. They've got, I mean, this is just a shop full of beauty. So, and look, I'm a sucker for blue and white china. Look at this. Anyway, I'm going to carry on, and I'll chat to you later. after I finished my my errands, my bits of Christmas shopping in Petworth, I thought, do you know what? I really don't want to face the supermarket today. I want to go for a ride with Colin and Coco and Santana. And so I came home. I called Si and said, darling, I can't face it. We can manage for today, and I will tackle it tomorrow. Sometimes you've got to be in the right mood. Not sometimes, you've always got to be in the right mood, I think, for doing a big food shop, like a proper food shop. Not like our final Christmas shop, but just a good shop. And so, feeling fresh tomorrow, I shall tackle that. And I wanted to make the most of today and get out for a ride. It also stopped raining, and I thought, you know what? It's a perfect afternoon to go for a ride. So that is what we're doing. Colin is looking very smart. He's been clipped, and yeah, he's looking very smart. So I'm going to enjoy my ride. I'm going to end this week's vlog here, and looking forward to seeing you next week with all sorts of Christmas festivities for you. Have a really, really super weekend. I am sending lots of love. Thank you for tuning in. And if you're new to my channel, love it if you would hit subscribe. Thanks so much, and see you next week.